Let's open the program with some gentle mobility work, increasing the range of motion that you have around the ankle, the knee and the hips. Here the focus is pressing down into the heel and encouraging your knees to come closer towards the toes. We can do this in a nice and rhythmic fashion. Next, to take it further and to bring in the hips, we're going to come into a lower lunge. So we pull back into the half split, then as we come forwards, as the left hand raises overhead, tuck the tailbone under and try to feel more sensation across the top of the left thigh in the lunge, the back of the right leg in the split. We're going to keep this going for both sides. Let's change sides, bringing the left leg forwards and once again starting with the ankle and the knee. Pressing down into the left heel and encouraging the knee to come towards the toes. Now we can bring in the lower lunge. As the right hand raises overhead, tuck the tailbone under and focus at stretching and finding sensation at the top of the right thigh. Move from our lower lunge here, top of the right thigh is our focus, and then as you lower the right hand for stability, extend the left leg back of left leg is then the focus. Let's move through these 2 points rhythmically. Next, let's create some space of the adductors, the inner thighs. You can see from my video here, I have quite a major imbalance in this video, that there is much more tightness onto one side. Hence, the value of using the added weight. Sit the spine nice and tall, keep the arch of the lower spine, so we're not slouching at all, and then place the appropriate weight to the inside of the knees. Use the weight to encourage a deeper stretch across the inner thighs and the groin. Now we'll start to include some movement. Using the inner thighs to lift the weights up, here you're engaging and contracting the thighs, making them stronger, but then encouraging the weights to take you back into a deeper range of motion, therefore enhancing the stretch and also the strength of the inner thighs in those deeper ranges. Now that's quite intense, so let's return back to the stretch. Keeping the spine nice and straight, continuing to arch the lower spine and using the weight to help you find a deeper range of motion. Now let's focus on strengthening the hip flexors, as this is going to help us deepen our forward folds. Here the focus is extending the left leg as much as you feel you can, while still being able to lift the left thigh close to the navel. If we get this right, you should feel the sensation be more dominant at the top of the left thigh and into the hip region. Let's repeat the practice for the right side. Here, expecting a rounding of the lower spine, that is absolutely fine because it helps us prep for those forward folds. The focus is that you get the top of the right thigh, the top of the hip very strong. Now we come to Jefferson curls. Here, we need to get the appropriate weight. It's important that you know we're using the weight to help us travel into deeper ranges, but alignment is incredibly important here. As you use the weight to guide you a little deeper, make sure you bend the knees enough to keep the curvature of the spine nice and soft. Notice here that my navel is as close to the thighs as it can be. And as I stand, I'm doing it mindfully, using the muscles of the legs, using the muscles of the back to erect my body fully. Now this time, let's hold in the stretch. Extending the legs to whatever degree you feel you can, but still maintaining the navel being nice and close towards the thighs. Strengthen the thighs, soft curvature of the spine, deep stretch to the back line of the body. As you come out of the stretch, my recommendation would be to bend your knees. Let's come into our forward folds. This is where we might find more of a change. Notice that we have offset the hands forwards, and then we are shifting the hips beyond the heels. Here we're looking to lift the buttocks as high as you can and tilt the pelvis forwards, pressing the pubic bone between the thighs. This means that there's less stretch sensation in the back, much more stretch sensation in the back of the legs. Seal the lips, breathe softly and slowly, return to a standing position. Let's take that idea into pyramid pose, right leg forwards, left leg back. Same thing, instead of allowing the posture to be dominated by the arching or rounding of the spine, instead, keep the back nice and straight, offset the hands forwards so you can give more focus to lifting the hips, stretching the back of the right leg. Step the left leg forwards and now repeat the same practice. Offset the hands forwards so that we can give more emphasis on opening up the lead leg. Tilt the pelvis forwards, lift the buttocks up, and you will feel the sensation across the back of the lead leg much more. Now to close, let's prep for our split. Coming into the half split, very similar to how we opened the practice. Half split and then back into lunge. Once you feel there's more warmth to the muscle, that means there's a little more elasticity there. Then we can bring in the appropriate props. Bolsters, bricks, cushions from home. Maybe have some comfort underneath the left knee. Try to keep your shoulders directly over the hips. Breathe slowly. Notice that now we bend the knee a little more to enable you to walk forwards and deepen the stretch across the back of the right leg. Here you can also bring props in to support you a little further, but let's intensify the stretch across the back of the right leg, being sure that we don't take it to a point that is too painful or uncomfortable. Stay safe and connected to the movement. And now coming to the left side, starting with that seesaw action, moving from the lunge into the half split. Increase the heat in this region and a little more elasticity. Then bring the props in, bolsters, bricks, cushions from home. And then let's practice our split. Shoulders are back, heart's raised. See if you can relax into the posture this time, maybe breathing a little slower. As you walk the hands forwards, this will emphasize the stretch across the back of the left leg, and in doing so, help deepen our forward folds. Again, stay connected to the sensation and only move into the posture to the degree that you feel and know it's valuable and beneficial. Breathe softly and slowly, and then when you're ready, out we come. Let's close our practice with some spinal mobility. There's been a lot of forward folds there, and in doing so, we can create a little too much tension in the back. So cat-cow in the spine, maybe some gentle twists from side to side. Well done. I'll see you in the next practice.